I'm Ann Trujillo with your Denver 7 update. Our investigation into a child's murder exposed serious concerns into how domestic violence cases are handled. Tonight, lawmakers are attempting to address it, but first, they have to get past the NRA. Here is Denver 7's Jennifer Kovaleski.
And we're going to create a better system, and we're going to make sure that he's never forgotten and that his death won't be in vain.
The justice system failed 10-year-old Ty Tesserero. And state lawmaker Jonathan Singer wants to prevent further heartbreak for Colorado families.
We're going to get justice. It's going to be too late for Ty, but it's not going to be too late for the next kid if we pass this bill.
He shared Ty's story to a packed committee hearing Tuesday as a reason to support his bill.
There was a protection order. We knew the case. We knew the situation. Something fell through the cracks, and now we have a funeral.
Ty's dad, Anthony, killed him last fall in Lone Tree, just hours after learning he was going to lose custody of his son. As a convicted domestic violence abuser with a protection order, Ty's dad never should have had a gun, but clearly did. The problem we uncovered is no one was keeping track. No one was enforcing the law. Singer's legislation will change that.
It's time that Colorado start enforcing the laws that are on the books when it comes to domestic violence.
The bill closes a loophole in an existing Colorado law, which says domestic violence offenders have to turn over their firearms within 72 hours or face arrest. The legislation would force courts to talk to cops.
A big part of making sure that laws are enforced is using law enforcement.
This is a very large unfunded mandate if sheriff's offices were the ones that ended up taking and storing these weapons.
The NRA and Colorado County sheriffs came out in strong opposition. And like any bill involving guns, the hearing at times got heated.
Gross exaggeration, and I think it's irresponsible to state that in front of this committee.
Are you insinuating that we should go to every home and search their home?
Domestic violence victims and children are at greater risk when there's a firearm in the home, period.
Holly Chang is a public health nurse who works with domestic violence victims. She also lived next door to this Lone Tree apartment where Ty's dad killed him.
My son was friends with him, played with him every day. I mean, it's impacted us in every way.
She's here testifying in support of the bill and fighting for change to the system that failed Ty.
I would never be here today if Ty wasn't killed.
We'll be sure to let you know what happens. Police have finally arrested a Nigerian man responsible for conning the Boulder Valley School District out of nearly $1 million. He was booked into jail on Friday, more than 3 years after the district fell for a simple but devastating scam. Detectives say he convinced the school system he was working for one of their construction contractors and that they needed to change how they were being paid. Well, after about a month, the real contractors called wondering where their money was. And by then, the district was out $850,000. $480,000 was later recovered. The rest was long gone. Robert Dodd isn't responsible for the murder of Candace Hiltz, but he has made it nearly impossible for her killer to face trial. And for that, the former Fremont County deputy will spend 15 days in jail. Denver 7's Sean told tonight on the incompetence that ensured a cold case will never truly be closed.
Heather Hiltz will never forget her sister-in-law, Candace.
She was very intelligent, very funny. She would protect you at all costs.
It's why almost 14 years after Candace's murder, Hiltz and her family looked to find out what happened to their lost loved one, at all costs.
It's horrible. It's heartbreaking.
On Wednesday, they're all going back to Fremont County Court as a detective from that case faces official sentencing for abuse of public records.
Razcliffe is actually the one, if he wouldn't have stepped forward, we never would have known that Dodd took this evidence.
Ratzlaff bought a storage unit back in 2016. He found Robert Dodd's old police uniforms and evidence allegedly connected to Candace's case. The Fremont County Sheriff's record custodian reported right after hearing the locker was sold, Dodd changed the archive report on the Hiltz murder case 6 times.
When they originally found the murder evidence, you know, we had went to court and he had fought it.
Dodd tried multiple times to appeal and failed. But the Hiltz family isn't happy with his 15-day sentence.
I think it's a joke. Our whole family thinks it's a joke.
Which is why they plan to show up.
We will be there. And, you know, I hope when he looks me in the eyes, he sees my sister.
They blame what happened on the evidence as a reason their family member's killer still hasn't been found.
Our family has suffered enough, you know. We deserve justice, and above anything, Candy deserves justice. She didn't deserve this.
They know finding the killer is still a long shot, but they're still searching at all costs. Sean Toll, Denver 7.
Thank you for watching this Denver 7 update. Make sure to download the Denver 7 app for your smartphone to get breaking news and alerts around the clock. I'm Ann Trujillo.